Well, this is part 3 of the cylinder head mismatch videos I've done. There shouldn't be a part 3 because it should have been finished at the end of part 2. But what happened was, when I tried to start the bike, there was nothing, absolutely nothing. So I did the usual. I checked the magneto, the bright blue spark. There's plenty of fuel coming down from the little fuel tank. The tappet clearances were set at 3 thou. I changed the plug a couple of times and there was nothing. So I decided to check the compression and there wasn't any, no compression whatsoever. So I was stuck at that point. What I did then was I retimed the engine, and that was 38 degrees before top dead center, and it didn't need to be retimed, it was fine, but I did it anyway. So with no compression, I came to the conclusion there might be something wrong with the valves and they were passing, but I took, eventually after faffing about, I took the head off, took it down to Lane Ends Engineering, and they checked it out a second time and it came back clean bill of health, both valves were sealing fine. But what they did recommend was to increase the tappet clearance to, they said 10 thou. Well, what I did was I did it at 8 thou, but I didn't do the clearance here at the tappets. I did it under the tappet itself on the valve, like I used to do years ago on the other bikes. Set them at 8 exhaust and inlet, both of them 8 thou cold. Built it back up again and it fired up first time, so it was obviously something holding the valves open ever so slightly. And I've come to the conclusion, I might be wrong, but I'd filled the engine with some classic oil which was a lot heavier than the running in oil it was on. And I'm thinking, well, maybe even though they were spinning here loose, oil might have got into the pushrod cup and might have just been enough to hold off that 3 thou. Just guessing, but I can't think of anything else that would have done it. So the plan is now to run the engine up once or twice and get it warm, let it go cold, and then I'll reset the tappets the way they recommend here at 3 thou and see if it still fires up. So that's what I'm going to do now.